Cash Cow back with another video, guys. Excuse me when I get my microphone together. Don't want to act right. Let's tighten that up there. Alright, guys. Now, today's not going to be, that's my phone. But today's not going to be your typical comic book. I'm not going to be talking about these comic books to invest in characters. Today I just want to sit and just have a chat. And I've been seeing a lot of videos and been paying attention to the economy and the way things are going. And it just made me think. And the question I wanted to ask you guys, and please feel free to comment on this once you guys see this video. Are comic books essential? Is what we're investing in, and we talking about everybody. From the people that read these comic books, to the people that buy them for speculation, or a person that does both. Yeah, me. And I'm just being real with it. Are these truly valuable? If stuff were to go from 150 to 0 in the global economy, the way stuff is going now, are these still worth buying? Right? And it got me thinking, okay, we've seen the person that plays Scorpion. We've seen Max. We've seen him in the Spider-Man movies, but we haven't seen him as Scorpion yet. Yet, this book is still climbing in value. Is it based on speculation? Will we ever see Scorpion? If we don't get Scorpion, will this book still continue to climb in value because it's one of the early Spider-Man villains? It's still in the top 20. It was always going to maintain and hold its value. Right? That's the status quo of what's been told to us. On the other hand, we've seen Bane in what? Let's see. Batman and Robin. Dark Knight Returns. We've seen him in the Gotham. We've seen Bane quite a few times, right? Whether he's been the dumb brute in Batman and Robin, which is terrible, but that's my opinion. But he was pretty much epic in Dark Knight Returns. Now, will this book kind of maintain and hold a decent value because Bane is that much of an iconic character that no matter what, even if we don't see Bane for another 20 years, does this book still continue to go up in value? What you think? Honestly, my opinion, when I stop to think about it and I see the growth of comic books and the fact that I have had experience of talking with experienced sellers, they always talk about the fact that they've been through this quite a few times before. It doesn't really spook the experienced comic book seller. They're used to the dips, the highs and the lows, the recessions, the crashes. They find a way to still navigate through that and continue to collect and sell. So it got me thinking, okay, well, if they're not panicking, why is everybody else making videos and panicking or saying this is the way, this is going to happen this way, everything's going to go to 0, everything's going to be worthless, when we're hearing experienced sellers that have been doing this for 20, 30, 40, 50 years telling everybody just chill. And they're giving you a basic layout of a strategy. Go after the books you want, preferably older books. And I would say that as well. I don't really if you see modern books, it may be like this, maybe the most modern I have. Well, no, take that back. I got a few other big modern keys. They just haven't been graded yet. Are we heading for a crash? And if we are heading for a crash, and if you got people saying that books are going to be worthless, why are they still telling you to buy books? Because, and I'm just being honest with you guys, these books like these, have paid for overseas trips for me, have kept a roof over me and my family's head, has paid for food to put on the table to feed my family, has helped me fix up on my vehicle, has helped me buy other more expensive rare comics. These have become liquid, like a liquid currency for me when I need it to be. And the fact that they appreciate and value, I enjoy it even more. Just speaking on at the end of being a seller, the collector part of me enjoys the art. I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy reading the stories. I actually read them. I know a lot of people probably can't say it as of lately, but I actually read these before they are put in this case. So, if we are heading down this way, so you have two different spectrums. You have some people telling you comics are going to be worthless, but they're still buying them. But then you have the people that have the experience in actually selling these that are telling you right now is the time to actually really key in and focus on the keys you want. Save for those keys. That way, even if it goes down to $100, you'll still enjoy it because you really wanted the book. It wasn't a speculation base. It wasn't a quick flip. You weren't worried about if the movie were coming out or not. You were just excited to have this character. That's what I'm saying. Like this book, whether we get Scorpion or not, I'm excited to still have the first full appearance of Scorpion because I grew up as a kid watching the Spider-Man animated series in the 90s, and I fell in love with the characters of Spider-Man. Same goes with Bane. I watched the Batman animated series when I was a kid, enjoyed the heck out of it, and ever since then I fell in love with Bane. So when I finally saw him on the big screen, even though certain movies or shows hasn't portrayed him the way I wanted him to, I still found bits and pieces that I enjoyed of it because I enjoyed that character that much. So therefore, if this book drops down to it's worth $30, I'm not gonna be like ready to jump out the window or anything because I still love this character. It brings a nostalgia to me. It brings memories to me of happiness and joy of my childhood and to my adolescence, and when I finally have the first appearance and the first print. You know, I've had the second and the third print as well. It didn't matter to me. I've had all of them. So, guys, I just really want your input on this. Like, because it can't be either or. Like, it can't be both. We can't be like, we're heading down to the end and we crash and it's gonna be like blood everywhere. And then the next part, you're having people say, no, this is what you do. Focus on getting these keys. Don't overextend yourself. Take care of other worldly live expenses before you worry about a comic book. It just really has my brain like really spinning because I'm trying to figure it out. Which one is it? Because I know it can't be both. And honestly, with my opinion, I feel like comics are like stock. If you invest in the stock market, then you know what I'm talking about. You have your highs or lows, you have your dips, you have stuff where it doesn't look good. But if you hold on to it, it goes back up. So these are just as capable of going up they're capable of going back down. Are you okay with that? Honestly, I feel like comic books are a long-term investment. Don't get into this if not. Now, I'm not judging anybody because we have some quick flippers out there. They'll get a book and it's back out of their inventory in a week, maybe, right? But I think in order to fully see the return on that investment, you have to hold it long term. I remember buying the Ultimate Fallout 4s when they were $40. I remember buying the Edge of Spider-Verse 2 when it was 40, $50. I was buying those then. So now to see what that comic is now is living testament to stuff like that. And that's just modern stuff. We're not talking about stuff like this or the first appearance of Punisher, the first appearance of the Ninja Turtles, the first appearance of Swamp Thing. Like, if you guys can see that in the background, those are blue chip comics. Like, these are comics that the character is that iconic to where soon as you see that cover, it resonates who that character is. You see this now, any comic collector's gonna know this is the first appearance of Bane. Now, if you got a little knowledge, then you'll pay attention. Okay, is it a numero uno, Roman numeral down there? Is it a 2? Is it a 3? Then you'll know what print it is. So honestly, guys, I would say hold on, continue to stay focused, follow your own path. But this is just my experience. Comics to me are essential. Because if you ever need to sell them to help out with something that's going on outside of that, they're able to do it. Now, what you may get back on return in cash, different story, depending on also where you sell it, and the grade, and the rarity of the comic book. All those factors go into it. I just think we're seeing the part where the market's stabilizing, but you're starting to see certain comics they're cracking through, they're breaking through, they're still climbing, maybe slowly, and yes, we're not seeing the returns of 2021. But we are still seeing a growth. Even if it's going in a slow direction forward, it's still going forward. What do you guys think? I honestly think these are highly sought after collectibles, and they will always be collectibles. Will they be essential compared to, like, the utilities in your house or your vehicle? No. Like, they're not, you can't survive with it. But it can become a form of currency to where if you need to actually take care of something, you have a better chance of being able to take care of this. I would rather have this in my closet compared to a bunch of tennis shoes or a bunch of pairs of jeans. These would fetch much more if I need to, if I come in a pinch, compared to that. Guys, let me know what you think. Are you guys preparing? Do you believe it's a crash? Do you believe that it's going to be a slight pullback? Or it's going to be a drastic pullback? Are you still going to collect even after, if it were to happen? Is it still business as usual? Like, let me know your perspectives of this. And I really want to know, because I feel like it can be that, but I think mainly the reason we probably would see a crash is because the modern has become so redundant. When every week you look it up, it's another number one, and you're like, oh my god, like, how many number one Spider-Mans can there be? Like, you probably on volume number 85 now. It's like, what's the point of continuing to get another number one? And like there's no more long print runs anymore. That's why books like Spawn and the original first Spider-Man was so epic, because they had long print runs. Like you got into what, 3, 4, 5, 600 comics before they finally was like, okay, let's scrap this and go a different direction. And I believe that's what stands out as being that longevity. That's why I said comic books are a long-term investment for me. These books, if I don't need to sell them, I'm not going to sell them. And they're meant to be left for the next generation of my kids to actually, hopefully they like the hobby. Now, I'm starting to see them, they come home and they're like, Dad, turn on that Batman animated series. I'm like, oh, where we get there. Let's watch this Spider-Man animated. I'm like, so I'm like, hey, it's rubbing off on them. And if I can complete that, my job is done. I don't need to do nothing else, right? But like I say in my videos, guys, have fun with it. Just enjoy it, guys. Like, when you take time to stop and look back, don't just be where you're like, okay, I got a book and I don't care about it no more. Like, appreciate that journey that it took to get to that book. I still remember how much I paid for these, when I got them, how I felt when I got them, and that's the excitement. Just doing it for the love of the comics, not just based strictly off of analytics and all. Like, I'm never, and I mean this, I'm never gonna get on here and be like, this comic is down 375% from 2021. I'm not that guy. And don't get me wrong, there's some guys I watch and they do that. There's only so much of that I can deal with. I want to see more people having fun, like just enjoying the hobby. You're supposed to get lost in it. It's supposed to be a release. It's supposed to be happy. You got a lot of people that's stressed over it. If they get a 9.4, like their life is shattered. And they're like, oh my God, I didn't get a 9.8. Like, it happens. This is paper. You're getting paper graded. This stuff right now, if you took it out the case and put a lighter to it, it's gone. So, or if you put it out in the rain and water hits it, it tears it up. So, with that being said, guys, just have fun with it. Continue to follow your path, set your goals, and just focus on those. Alright? And with that being said, Cash Cow with another video. Be sure to check out some of my past stuff. But today I just had to do something different. I was like, I've really been wanting to just know, like, what is the state of people's minds when it comes to this stuff? Are they focused on this, or they don't really care? They're still gonna go after the books they want regardless, right? But Cash Cow out. You guys be safe. Do it for the love of the hunt, the love of getting the book, the love of the cover art, the love of the story. Do it for all the right reasons. And whatever your reason is, that's the right reason. Alright? It's Cash Cow out.